Hi guys, got a little video here to show you. I've got in for repair this TSL valve FM tuner from about the early 1960s. Now it's basically working, but there's a very loud hum in the background. Now I've checked it out, and it's actually the HT reservoir capacitor it's dried out with age. It's completely open circuit. Now what a lot of people do when they're doing a restoration is they fit modern parts, and you put a modern part in there and straight away it's lost all its originality. It looks absolutely ridiculous. I mean, if you imagine that with a blue capacitor in there, it looks absolutely ridiculous, lost the whole originality. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a little trick what we do in restoration. We're going to take this capacitor out and we're going to repair it. I'll stop the camera a minute. Right, so that's the old capacitor out. It's actually a Dubilier 3-section electrolytic capacitor. Now what I've done is I've popped the seal off the bottom, and I've actually hollowed the capacitor out. I've took all the inside out of the capacitor. That's the seal off the bottom, and that's the bit that holds it on. So what we're going to do is we're going to fit some modern parts in here, and then we're going to pop the seal back on and glue it all back together so it looks totally original. Now I'll put that there. You can see there's nothing in it. What we're going to do is we're going to fit these 3 capacitors inside this can, solder the wires onto that base plate, and then when we put it all back together it'll look absolutely original because it's the same part it was fitted with when it came out the factory. Right guys, there you go. That's the 3 new capacitors there. As you can see, I've used 33 microfarad at 400 volts for each one. I've soldered them to the tags underneath, and also with a bit of desoldering braid I made an earth tag there that's coming out of the bottom so we can make a reliable connection with the chassis and the can. So all you need to do now is fit all that back into there like that, put that clip back on, and just a bit of glue inside and just seal all the case up, and I'll just do that. I'll stop the camera and do that, and then I'll show you again. Right guys, there you go. That's the newly refurbished capacitor. I've put the bottom back on. There you can see the earth wire sticking out there. Let's put it back in the set and see how it looks. Right, okay guys, so there we go. That's the fully refurbished capacitor in. As you can see, we've kept all the originality because it's got exactly the same part in. Now if we just turn it over upside down, there's the bottom of it. You can see the bit of desoldering braid there I've used for an earth. It doesn't really look that much out of place. Now we'll just come on to one more thing. Here, wax paper capacitor. Now if you see any of these in a radio, they've got to be changed on site, because the problem with wax paper is over years and years the paper absorbs moisture, and the capacitor becomes very leaky. Now it would be a shame to put a modern part in there because it would look totally out of place. So I'm going to show you another little thing what you can do with a wax paper capacitor. So here I've got an old one I've just taken out of the radio. Now what you do is, so I can put the camera down, let's get it into focus. Stanley knife, make a cut in the jacket like this. That's it, and then carefully, very carefully roll off the jacket. That's it, pop your old capacitor out of there. And then take your new one and slip it into the old jacket. Obviously this is too big, you'd need a smaller capacity, but it's just a demonstration. So that's your new, if you look, that's your new capacitor in there and your old jacket. Now when you fit that back into the equipment, if you look at that, it looks totally original, but when you turn it round, it's actually got a new one inside. And there you go. So obviously we need a smaller capacitor to actually fit in that jacket, so the jacket squeezes up. But then when you put that back in your radio or whatever, it looks totally original on the outside. Right, so that's the wax paper capacitor I've just taken out. It's 0.1 microfarad at 350 volt. I'm going to change it for one of, I've got a bag of 0.1 Mullard mustards, 400 volt. What we're going to do is we're going to cut the jacket off that, and we're going to fit that one inside it to keep the originality. Right, there you go guys, that's the empty jacket. I've slit it with a Stanley knife. You can see I've taken the old capacitor out. That's the Mullard mustard. We're just going to open this up like so, slip that one inside, like that, and get ready to close it up. And then when we put that in, that's how it's going to look. I'll put it facing down so you can't see the cut, and there you go. So I'll just fit this in the radio, and then we'll plug it in, connect it to an amp, and give it a go. Right, there you go guys, that's the underneath. As you can see, that's the fully refurbished capacitor there. That's the old bit out of the middle, and that's the Mullard mustard with the old jacket on. Right guys, so there we go. The new parts are fitted. I've connected it to this valve amp I made in 2001, about 18 years ago. Let's turn it on.
Broke up. Margaret Chapel tried to keep it going, but
let's try Buxton Radio 106.40.
It would be grass.
That's high peak radio.
So it's a good setup, and hopefully we can draw in a lot of fans like see that it did last year. And like I said, build on the buzz that's already been created.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just throw one more question your way, if I may, Alex, and that's one about you and the front roller.
Always happened to me. Why can't we just play for keeps? Practically on my knees. Yeah. No, I shouldn't think about it. You know what you're doing to me.
So there you go guys, that's how to do a proper restoration on some vintage equipment. Okay, thanks for watching, and subscribe for more tips.